everybody, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today's my day off. Of course, we're going to be doing some cooking. Andy's coming over for dinner tonight, my brother. So we're going to do some stuff on the grill, of course. What else will we do? It's kind of inspired this past week. I was watching the Food Network some, and we're going to be using a recipe from Paula Deen and from Alton Brown. I saw it on their All-Star Beach something grill fest or something like that. Anyway, there's two different types of skewers. We're going to be doing a beef skewer and a shrimp skewer, two of which I've kind of tried before, but the method of cooking, is particularly for the shrimp skewer, will be a little different. But first, we got to get started with the marinade. I should have done this last night because you really want to have it for about 24 hours sitting in the marinade, the beef. We got home from work kind of late and I really didn't feel like it, so I'm getting kind of an early start this morning. We're going to be doing a teriyaki type marinade, which is going to be soy based. And you're probably thinking, why in the world would you make your own soy or teriyaki marinade? Why not just use a store-bought one? Because there's really plenty of good ones to use in the store. Well, the reason is most of your store-bought marinades, no matter if it's teriyaki, barbecue, citrus, any of these type of marinades are very high in high fructose corn syrup. Now what is that? High fructose corn syrup is sugar. Now what do you do when you combine heat and sugar? Do you remember this from science class? It burns and it turns black. So if you marinate this stuff or sauce your meat while it's on the grill real early in the process, when you put it on the grill, your meat, it burns really fast. Your meat doesn't cook all the way through because the outside is so burnt and crusty. So stay away from your high sugar, high fructose corn syrup marinades. It's just better to make your own because you know what goes in it. And this is really easy. All that's in this is a good, high quality soy sauce, and you probably want something that's low in sodium. We'll be adding salt to other things, so the lower sodium stuff is better. And you can buy this stuff anywhere. But you want a low sodium, low sugar. The less ingredients on the back, the better. So get you some soy sauce. You're going to need a cup of soy sauce. Next, you're going to need some water, 3/4 cup of water, which hopefully you have. I mean, I know in Georgia we've got watering restrictions, right? But you can spare 3/4 cup. You're going to need a little fresh ginger. If you can't find that, I'm sure the powdered ginger will work. Ground ginger will work fine. You need a clove of garlic and a little brown sugar. I'm using the Splenda kind because that's what we use at this house. And then lastly, you need your beef. Now, I was able to cut myself some nice meat. We're using ribeye steaks. You could certainly use sirloin, any other kind of steak you want to buy. I like ribeye. We're going to cut up this meat first. Now, if you wanted to, if you ever got a big piece like this, you could just take it and cut it like so. And you're going to have two big steaks. This knife's not very sharp, so we'll stick with it. Okay, I'm going to cut it into some more manageable pieces. It's just easier to get from work this way. When you're cutting your meat, don't put your thumb on top, put your finger on top, okay? It's not very stable. If you're using a dull knife, you're probably more likely to cut yourself. You want to pinch it like this on the top. You also get more power that way because you're coming in with your whole arm like that instead of just doing like this. So you want to pinch it, maybe awkward at first, but that's the right way to cut it, use a knife. You want to start from the lean end, and you just want to kind of come at an angle like this. Come at an angle, and you just cut you some strips out like this. Really easy. See, I've got a strip about like this. That's about what you want. Okay, now that we're done, we'll take all our meat, take our trusty plastic bag here. If you have a zip top, it's better, but we didn't have any, so that's what I'm using. Just want to go ahead and dump it all in the bag. Next, go wash your cutting board. After you've washed your cutting board, I got a new knife, a little smaller one. I'm not going to be working with anything big anymore. Got my meat in the bag. The next part's really easy. 1 cup of soy sauce. You'll pour it right in the bag. Next, you're going to take your 3/4 cup of water, pour it right in the bag. After that, you need to get 1 pretty good sized tablespoon, heaping tablespoon as they say, of brown sugar. Go ahead and sprinkle that in. I might add a little extra because I like it so much. Next, you need to chop up a piece of garlic. Now, if you got your garlic, still got the paper and everything on there, take your knife, turn it flat ways, pow, just like that. Then you're just going to kind of mince up your garlic. If you have a garlic mincer, you can use that, but you know, I hate cleaning this thing, so I just chop it up real fine. We've got this. Now we've got our ginger. And I've got a pretty good chunk of ginger. You can usually buy this in any store. If you can't, you can get it at Fresh Market. I'm just going to kind of shave off a little bit here. And again, you cut this kind of at an angle. You want a piece really no bigger than 1 inch. Ginger does have a lot of flavor to it. Smells really good, really fresh flavor. You can see the size pieces we cut off there. And all you got to do when you're done with that, drop it in. Really easy. Okay. Just going to take my spoon here that we used and kind of mix this all up together. I'm going to seal up the bag. Get all the air out of it. Okay. And we're just going to kind of play around with our food. Don't be afraid to play with your food. Nobody's watching anyway. So, marinade's all mixed up. Drop it in the cooler or in your refrigerator.